Welcome back to the Palestra. Third tech fall of the day for Penn as a team, and Nick Incontrera puts another stamp on things. His final duel here at Penn will in this building. Picks up a tech fall. Nice way to go out for Mr. Incontrera.
Yeah, all of the Penn seniors have won today, so that's always fun to send those guys out with a win in their final time in this building.
Move things over, 184, you see there, 27th in the country by Intermat Kole Mulhauser. On the other side, Maximus Hale, 18-6 on the year, the Westchester, PA native. 19th in the most recent NCAA polls. In store for a good one at 184.
Hey, Gary, we mentioned at the top, this is, the best matchup in the second half of the duel here. Nice double there by Hale, going at it right away.
Hale straight out of the gate, scores on a double. 3-0 lead for Max Hale. One on the escape there from Mulhauser, getting caught. It's a big 3 to give up. Less than 30 seconds in.
Hale 18-6 on the year, coming off a 2-match losing streak. Looking to end that here, obviously. Mulhauser 9-4. Started wrestling this second semester due to eligibility issues. I shouldn't say issues, just eligibility. Only a certain number of semesters you can wrestle at an Ivy League school. A little different than the NCAA rules. So a lot of these Ivy League guys, a lot of Cornell guys did it. They had to sit first semester because they had 1 semester left to wrestle. So they came in second semester.
Mulhauser, former 2-time New York State champion. Paul Fifth. Central Square, New York native. Other side, Max Hale. Downingtown West High School. 3-time Pennsylvania State medalist. And you mentioned 18-6 on this campaign. Or first team All-Ivy. You go along with it.
Yeah, just to touch on, Ivy League seeds. You're probably going to have Chris Folk of Cornell, All-American a few years ago, be number 1 seed. Number 2, as of right now, looks to be Hale, but a win by Mulhauser could definitely throw a wrench into that. And when it comes to NCAA allocations, at the moment, Ivy League only has 2. So Mulhauser trying to improve that. A win over here, Hale would kind of get him in that mix, maybe get the 3rd for the Ivy League conference.
That's another thing when you talk about with the Ivy is electing to go into their own conference in wrestling. It sure gets the team, the 6 separate and put themselves in a spot competing against each other, but does limit the amount of spots that get brought across the Ivy League schools. In a way, it adds more, but in a way, it can add less than if still in the EIWA, depending on what other schools in that conference would have done.
Yeah, Gary, and just covering the EIWA and the Ivy Leagues, kind of how I do here. It's depending on who you talk to, coaches like it or they hate it, right? The fans hate it or they love it. Yeah. There's no really in between. I want to give it a few years, see how it turns out personally, but like we mentioned, before the match, the Ivy Leagues they were contributing half of the allocations, and they were only a 1/3 of the teams in the EIWA. So I think the conclusion they came to was, hey, we're carrying the weight of the EIWA. Let's just create our own conference, battle it out between us. Kind of takes that 2-day EIWA grind of a 17-team tournament down to a 6-team where it's 1 day. You get 2-3 matches, 4 if you're lucky, and that's it. Instead of this 2-day grind where you have 7-8 matches, and then, you're a little banged up, got to get ready in a week and a half for NCAAs. So it's less on the body for these guys as well. So we'll see how it turns out.
I think another thing from a fan perspective that makes it fun adds into the rivalries that are built amongst the Ivy League schools. Like this duel specifically means a lot more than if you were in the EIWA bigger conference. Mm-hmm. Those protected rivalries just add a little bit more. There's an escape there to kick off the period for Mulhauser. 3-2 the lead in the second for Max Hale.
And for those of you that do not know, EIWA is specifically a wrestling conference. As we're going to see the eye poke here. Hale just kind of defending shots, caught one in the eye. Accidental there, but seen a few of those today. But yeah, Gary, as I was mentioning, EIWA is specifically for wrestling, so anyone outside of wrestling, they have no idea what the EIWA is. Obviously, everyone knows what the Ivy League is, so an Ivy League championships just kind of carries a little more weight to maybe the average fan or someone that doesn't realize the conferences and how the Ivy League was kind of lumped into the IWA. So now that they have their own conference, kind of carries more weight that way as well.
3-2 second period, minute 5 left to go. Hale leading after that first period takedown. Came just around 25 seconds in. He's back in on a shot, working edge of the mat. We'll try and drive him back in. Hale looking for the trip, trying to find a way to score it. Great job defensively from Mulhauser.
Another split. Ooh, nice re-attack there by Mulhauser. They go out of bounds. A lot of flexibility in these guys today, Gary.
You don't usually see them when you start gaining up into 84 and forward.
So that's a little guy move there, huh?
Yeah, and Mulhauser able to pull it out there. It's a great job wrestling edge of the mat from Kole Mulhauser. Even with Hale doing all he could to bring him back in, looked like he was in the spot to score and defended well for Mulhauser. 30 seconds left to go, second period. 3-2 still the lead in favor of Max Hale. Hearing from Jack Miller a little bit earlier on today, another senior, and Hale got a chance to speak with, I believe, Hale's mother, and was talking about kind of the emotions going into this one. And hey, just getting a high school senior day right is emotional. You're getting a senior day in the Palestra against Penn. And this match specifically, we mentioned seeding and how that means so much thoughts in your head. And I would assume, as a family member, you might have even more chances to think about it rather than one who's actually on the mat.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Penn so much, but, you know, just across the board, any senior day, senior night, you kind of put more pressure on yourself. You know, I've been there a few times. It's, hey, it's senior. I got to win in front of my family. I got to win in front of the fans. And sometimes you overthink it, and you just don't really think about the match itself. You kind of lose it.
A little bit of a talk to with Mulhauser.
So Coach Arena has a question about, not quite sure what the conversation is over there.
Quick chat. Officials today carrying weigh in, as well as Steve Marcus.
I mean, Coach Reina's last bout in the Palestra, he's going to go talk to the officials as much as he can. He already lost a team point. What else does he have to lose here? Hale, good job up to his feet. Mulhauser lets him go. He's going to need a takedown regardless. And Hale, 8th place in the IWAs last year, still earned a bid to NCAAs. Just shows how deep that weight class was a year ago here in the conference of the IWA.
Riding time, likely not going to be a factor. It's only at 9 seconds in favor of Hale. Edge of the mat, 2-point bout. Mulhauser, a takedown would take the lead. You mentioned 8th place last year for Hale at EIWA's trip to Kansas City a season ago, trying to take the trip South Philly and the Wells Fargo Center come March.
Mulhauser pushing with that underhook here, but head's kind of on the wrong side. And now Hale with an underhook of his own, playing the edge of the mat very well.
Mulhauser.
Not a minute here yet. Coach Dubuque in the corner for Princeton saying, hey, you got to go. And I can't argue with Coach Dubuque. I think he's right there.
Minute left to go. You have time, but need to kind of start these shots. Here Mulhauser. A little bit of a drop defending there from Hale. Mulhauser forcing him out to the edge of the mat. See Mulhauser find some shots a couple of times in this bout. Stalling warning assessed against Hale. Mulhauser backing on a shot. Hale defends. Now Hale works to the leg. He works on a single. Edge of the mat, 35 seconds left.
Plenty of time for Hale. He can milk this clock a little bit, pretend like he's working, even if he doesn't really want to score. He's just got to watch that ankle because Mulhauser kind of grabbed that before on the edge.
Yeah, Mulhauser, we talked about. He's done an excellent job working edge of the mat. He's back to the feed. They will go out. Was trying to find a way to get it. He stepped out beforehand.
Yeah, they were out of bounds there. So 12 seconds left, and this is kind of what Coach Dubuque was afraid of. You kind of get one little scramble. Hale gets on your leg. You burn a bunch of time there, and now we're going to see Hale back up a little bit. Oh, and Mulhauser in on a leg. He's got to pull him in. 5 seconds.
Time to try and find something. Mulhauser at the buzzer. See if he's got it. He will run out of time. And Max Hale will hold on to win it. 4-3 winner by decision. Maximus Hale for Penn and the Quakers.
And the Penn seniors are 3 for 3 today, I believe, right? Jack's gonna be a nod next to me. That means I know I'm right.
Seniors getting it done here this afternoon. An applause for the crowd and a wave to the Penn faithful for Maximus Hale, able to win it. Quakers dominating here this afternoon. Come back in a moment on ESPN+.